were all involved in one party or the other. Like you said, Wala, you started off in NC and then you joined the Kenya Kwanza when your candidate joined. So why did you support the individuals that you supported? You've always been in ODM. I've known you for a long time and you've been an ardent supporter of ODM. Is it because of the Kibera environment that's considered to be a base that supports ODM? Or do you believe in the vision of the party leader? Or what is it that keeps you in that party?
I think ODM is a father of all these political parties. Even my colleagues can agree
they don't seem like they're agreeing with you.
The current president is a very good student of Raila. But aside from that, I think it's all about the ideals of the party, not about the party leader. I think the party and the manifesto, because when you check the manifesto of whether it's ANC, I have got so many friends from ANC, I've got friends who vied, and all these parties have different ideas, but the way you approach the manifesto, I think is what really matters. So I think...
so what does ODM stand for? That you guys should be asking him that.
ODM is, to me, I'll say a visionary party that has been there quite a while, that has tried to put its right footing. It's there that maybe it has never gotten the leadership when it comes to the presidency, but I feel it has given people space. And when I talk about space, all these leaders who are now emerging all over, and I say starting from the president, because I know he was in Kano and then went to ODM, is like a father party to all these parties. So I feel it has given people political opportunities, both in terms of leadership, in terms of any other space that you may so wish. So I think it's a vibrant party, a visionary party, and it will be there for quite a while. I know my brother said that Kenya Kwanza is the ruling party, has numbers, and he talked about tamaking. I expected his name to be among the CSs currently released. I
think we'll come to that. Mine has a plan. So
yeah, he has a plan. Or maybe they're going to change the list.
No, not anyway, I don't know. I mean, he can defend himself.
I think when I talk about ODM, it's not just about the environment that I come from, because when you look at Kibera is a cosmopolitan. I've got friends in UDA. Mariga is someone I know, and he's really invested so much in Kibera. When you come to other parts like Kano, is where Gideon Moya has been there. So I think ODM, Kibera is it just happens that to be ODM is maybe the most vibrant party in the area. Yes, yes.
Maina, why did you support the current president? You said you were tamaking. You've done 5 years on the ground.
Yes.
What drew you to His Excellency?
You see, Sarah, I believed that my forebearers, that they had a course they were pursuing in the 1950s and early 1960s, and they achieved that course. And there was also the generation of 1990s, pursuing the multi-party and expansion of our democracy. I believe that it was upon me and my generation to pursue the expansion of our economy and broaden our perspective or our worldview towards the economy of our country. And that's why I decided to join the trenches and change the country from the political space, trying to change the economy of our country. In those political trenches, I found that His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, who is the current president, was already on those trenches. So I joined hands with him, and we worked together in the journey of changing our country.
Yeah.
And the reason as to why I joined him is because, first of all, he said that when I was going to the trenches, I found him there. So I identified myself with the struggles that he had identified to have joined in the trenches. I also identified with the vision of where he wants to take the country once he presents his candidature in 2022. That is after 5 years of trying to project what he has for the country.
So you had been with him for a while?
Yes. So I didn't decide to join William Ruto in 2020 or in 2021. I actually decided to join him in that trench in 2017, 2018. In fact, The reason as to why I first of all casted my vote was because of William Ruto. And I casted it in 2013. And it's because he is actually the first national leader who came to ask for a vote from me. These others, I would see them asking for a vote via radio stations and TVs.
So
but
you're
this
saying
particular
because
one,
he was going to the ground?
he was going to the ground. So I saw this as a person that really respects the sovereignty of ordinary citizens in terms of making decisions for their country.
Okay.
So, and I remember he met me in somewhere called Voi in Taita Taveta back in 2013. And that's why he asked to vote for us who were in that particular town. And I was convinced. In fact, in 2013, I remember I decided to, because I was registered in Upcountry now as a voter, I decided to pay my fare just to come and cast that vote because of the conviction that he gave me.
So you were
then.
drawn to him as a person because he was coming to you, which is what other people would call like a servant leader. He was coming to you.
Yes, that
to
is
the
back in
ground.
2013.
Okay.
But in 2022, now going back to 2018, he gave me an extra incentive of me joining him in the journey to becoming the 5th president, and that is the economic liberation of our country. So pretty much, even the way he conducted his campaigns, the way he presented his ideas, he presented the ideas and the campaigns, conducting his campaigns, he saw us as not as just ordinary citizens. He didn't see us as just as servants. He actually saw us as partners in the struggle, as people who can change the country if we decide so. And that's why his campaign was more an organic campaign rather than an artificial one. And that's why that organic construction and structure of his campaign is what endeared majority of young people, majority of ordinary citizens.
To him.
That's why he was easy to sell to becoming the 5th president.
All right. Wala, you were initially with Musalia?
Yes.
Why? Why did you go for that party?
I come from the western side of the country.
So it was tribal?
It is only right in politics that you start from home. It only makes sense that you start doing the small things you're doing from where you come from.
What does that mean? Because I thought we're moving away from tribe.
Yes,
Which is one of the
precisely.
things that the Kenya Kwanza team was pushing.
When you check from where I come from, the popular party is ANC. And for me, I started my political journey back from where I come from, which is in Western. So moving to Nairobi, I had to still come with my party and join the others on the way. But as you're asking, Karobia, mine came, I actually became active when His Excellency William Ruto personally asked that I support him in the campaign in becoming the president. Yes.
So he approached you as an individual? Or
no, as a group.
Kenya
We were a
Kwanza?
group. No. We were a
NCT.
group. We were a group by the name of Super Naruto, and I was county coordinating on behalf
you
of
were there.
Kajiado. Yes. So he approached us and asked that we actually
Support him.
And there's also the narrative that Karobe is saying, how do you relate? How do I call it?
Interact?
No. I identify with him as a hustler. It's actually, for me, it was the hustler narrative. I've said I have a daytime job. I'm not employed. It's a company that I run by myself. It's a construction company. And I have an initiative for women in construction that you mentor young girls and women to be able to become something in the construction industry. So having been in the streets of Nairobi and knowing how tough it is to just even get one contract, one job, get even a space done, and you see someone who's been there, done that, and they have an ambition and a vision for the country, it propels you and draws you towards that direction. So for me, it was the hustler narrative.
That's critical, because I think in the past, and this is an issue across Africa, many people identify with the individual, not even from a point of processing why they identify with him. It's always just because he's either mtu wetu, ama this is the leader we grew up and we found here, so we don't have another alternative. But it's great to see young people be able to articulate why they believe in an individual or why they believe in their leader. So it's great to hear that from you guys.